Hi there, and welcome to the 1-2-3 game. The 1-2-3 game was inspired by the South Korean reality game show The Genius, which aired in 2014-15, where a bunch of contestants were pit against each other to see who was the most genius in this case. Thus why the names are surprisingly South Korean. So you will always be this little figure of the genius, and you will have an opponent up here that you'll need to beat. You will each have 3 of a numbered card, as you can see down here. We have 3 1s, 3 2s, and 3 3s. If you're familiar with the game Egyptian War, it's similar, in which case you'll need to beat your opponent by playing a card on them. So if they play a 2, if you played a 3, against their 2, you would beat them for that round. The goal is to win 6 games to 3. Right. We also have the same game setup, except the opponent has predetermined the cards that they'll play, and we're the genius, so we're accurately able to predict which cards they'll play and when. So we're going to take their avatar, so the man with the shades here, and then we're going to take the man's name of Pung. And you can see there are two different sequences that Pung could play. In this case, it doesn't especially matter since they both start with 3-2, but then we get to the third card. And if you'll notice, we have to play our cards pretty strategically, because we want to use our 1s when the opponent uses a 3, if that makes sense, because we want to save as many high cards as we can so that we can beat them. And we want to waste our 1s on the 3s as much as possible. So the sequence would go something like purposely lose to the 3, then play the 3 on the 2, and then we have an impasse here. Pung could either play a 3 or a 1. And if we play the wrong card here, we won't be able to finish out the rest of the sequence with the 6-3 and win the game. So that's just not good for anyone. But there is a way to accurately determine every time which values that Pung is going to play. You compare both sequences that you've highlighted against each other by imagining a hypothetical game between the sequences. So while we would play 1 and 3 against Pung in real life, Pung would play 3-3 for a 0, then 2-2 for a 0, so we'll update it as 0-0. Then Pung on the top against the avatar would gain a point, whereas on the bottom the Pung would stay at 0. And continuing on, we can see that there's a win there. This is a wash. So by totaling up the total number of wins for each of them, you can just shorthand it a little bit. You can see that, in this case, they draw. Well now, what are you supposed to do if they draw? Because if you find the sequence that has more wins against the other sequence is used a lot in this manual, that's the card sequence that you'll play. If both cases receive the same amount of wins, the sequence that received all their wins faster is the sequence that Pung will actually use up there. Great. So the question is, which Pung receives their second win here, the first? And it's the top one here when it plays the 3 against the 1, because wash, wash, win, lose, wash, win. So because of this column right here, this Pung is the correct one that we'll actually be playing against. So now that we've determined our sequence, we just have to actually play the game. Once again, we want to play the 1s against 3s, we want to win against 2s and 1s as many times as possible, and we want to play exactly as many cards as are needed so that we can win optimally. So we'll purposely lose to a 3, we'll win on a 3, win on a 3, win with 2, 1 with 2, 1, 1, 3, and then 2. And you'll see that we'll play a 1 here. Pung will play a 3. We'll lose on purpose. 1 point to Pung. Play a 3. A 3. A 2. A 2. 1. 1. 3. And 2. And that gives us our 6-3. And we've won the module. It's a loud ending sequence. We'll repeat this again. So we have Yoon Seok. I'm butchering it, I'm sure. I'm very sorry. And we have Yoon Seok with the yellow glasses. We'll quickly compare the sequences to each other. The bottom one has 1, 2 against 3, 4. So the bottom sequence has 4 wins to 3, I believe it is. We'll just check that. That's 1 win for the top, 2 wins for the top, 3 wins for the top, yes. So the bottom sequence is the one that will be played for Yoon Seok based on the avatar. So we'll want to play 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3. And then we read back 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3. And we've won the Genius game. We'll repeat it one more time. Just for go a little faster this time. Chang Yop is top. Then we have the mustached man. This is kind of annoying because they're not quite on the same level. Let's just write the sequences down. And we'll see that win, win, loss, loss, win, win, loss, win, loss is 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5 to 4. Okay, 5 to 4, they never drew, means that the name of Chang Yop is actually what we're going to be playing against. Meaning that we want 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. Once again, the reason we're playing the cards that we're playing to just barely beat the values is, I'll demonstrate it here. We know that 3 will always win, right? So let's find the sequence for Song Yu. I'll demonstrate why you need to be very careful about the sequences you play. Win, loss, draw, win. It looks basically like it's gonna have the sequence here. So why wouldn't you just draw a 3 against a 3? Why would you purposely lose? Well, let's just play a 3 against a 1 here, rather. Okay. That's fine, too. So it's this sequence. We played a 3 against a 1. We've still won a game. But let's just play the rest of the sequence out and see what happens. So, 3, 2, 2, 1. Since we have a lot of those, we should use 1, right? 3. But now we can't really do anything with it, so we'll, 1, I guess. 1, I guess, again. And then 2. And you'll see that leaves us with 5-3, because we couldn't win all 6 matches, because we played a 3 on the first one. So it's really important to not only use your cards in the right place, but make sure you intentionally lose against the 3s as badly as you can by playing your weakest card when they play their strongest. That's about it for the 1-2-3 game. I really love the module. I think it's unique and fun, and it's a quick little puzzle once you understand the mechanics of it. And I think that I love the graphics on it. I love the inspiration, the game show it's based on. And I think you should definitely give this module a try. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and hopefully now you understand the 1-2-3 game just a little bit better.